Yes. Another week, another football, another week of next gen. It's the climax of the Premier League season. It's the climax of the footballing season in general before the Euros. Listen, after a week ago, football looked like it was finished. It looks like it's back. Looks like winning the Champions League will mean something. Well, it did mean something, but it has even more integrity to it now. Win the Europa League means winning something now. Last week, it didn't mean anything. Literally, last week was
Still doesn't, Samuel. Still doesn't.
Yes, it does. It does. It's a European trophy. But Will, tonight we're gonna go straight into the action before the game starts, which is Real Madrid versus Chelsea. The first time ever, which is mad to think about. First time ever, you two are gonna face each other in the Champions League. Will, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. I sneezed, so I muted my mic. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm so excited. I'm not even nervous because I've never seen Chelsea play Real Madrid in a competitive game, so I'm gassed. I'm very gassed.
Arsenal have played Real Madrid before. Well, I was too young to remember back then, but we have beaten Real Madrid. A certain Mr. Valverde went against the Galacticos with Philip Sinderos on the back. Thierry Henry must at the Bernabeu. Unfortunately, Chelsea don't have the luxury of playing at the Bernabeu.
Yeah,
so
we've got that stupid training ground, but it is what it is.
I mean, if you look at the training ground, it's actually bigger than most Premier League stadiums. I mean, it's bigger than Bournemouth stadiums. It's bigger than places like Sheffield United.
Remember Loftus Road, QPR's?
It has a bigger pitch than Loftus Road, and it's the Real Madrid training ground. But I'm gonna pull up the Chelsea lineup here if I can find it. Yes, I have. So if you can see it now, this is Chelsea lineup, which is Mendy, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Antonio Rudiger, Cesar Azpilicueta, N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, Ben Chilwell, Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and Christian Pulisic. Is there anything you're unhappy about, Will?
Not really. I was expecting it, to be honest. Apart from maybe I would have played Reece James instead of Azpilicueta, and I would have probably dropped Christensen to the bench and put Azpilicueta in right centre back. Maybe, with Timo Werner, you never know what you're going to get. So I'm a bit nervous, but
I think you know what in this game is Giroud on a Giroud is on a. I would have played Giroud.
Yeah, Samuel. Do you know what this game's going to be? Very tight, not many big chances, and when you don't have many big chances, I always will fancy Giroud to pull something out of nothing and score a world-class goal.
I think if you don't get the away goal, I think you're in big trouble. Because
Yeah,
Real Madrid away in the Champions League. I know Ronaldo's not there anymore, but it's still Real Madrid. They have gotten results with Zidane.
they've got one of the best midfields of all time.
I'm one of the best managers. It's got one of the best managers, Will. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't go that far. I think Zidane is a bit overrated, although, 3 Champions Leagues in a row, I can't really argue with it, although I do like to call him a fraud.
Hopefully you keep on saying this because in 2 hours' time, let's see if you'll be saying this.
Do you know what, Samuel? I've seen Real Madrid a few times this season, and when they've played, 2 seconds.
While I look at the lineup, I think Olivier Giroud not playing, I think is a big fault. You're putting your faith. I know Indiana's watching there. Tiny Wiener against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah,
Tiny Wiener in the Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid. Come on,
Samuel,
it's a joke.
do you know what I was worried? I was actually happy when I saw. I was actually happy when I saw them playing. When I heard the formation of Real Madrid, but then I realised they're not playing a 3-4-3. They're playing a 5-3-2, which going forward, I think it's difficult because I don't think Vinicius is going to do anything. If I'm being honest, I don't think he's a threat. I think it's just Marcelo stretching us out, and the fact that they've got the 3 of Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric. Normally, when they play a 3-4-3, obviously, well, not normally, but always when you play a 3-4-3, you have 2 central midfielders. I thought maybe if we ourselves played a sort of like a 5-3-2 or a 3-5-2, we could overrun them. But now they're playing that 3. I don't see it happening. So it's going to be a very tight game, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Who's got the most pressure tonight? He's under the most pressure in this team. I think I'd say it's Timo Werner because Thomas Tuchel's put his faith in him after. I think who did he play at the weekend again? My bad. I know you played someone. Who did he? My apologies.
I think this is a massive game for. Well, Werner is one of them. I think it's a massive game for Mount as well. A lot of fans would like him to be in the running for captain. If he turns up in a big game against Real Madrid and we end up going on to win this competition, that could be massive.
Listen, if Mount has a masterclass, you go give all the tissues to Johnny. Literally, Johnny needs all the tissues. Johnny needs all the tissues. Need all the socks because
it's a massive game for Jorginho and Kante and Pulisic as well. Massive games for them.
As well, we've got Prime here. Prime. I've asked this question: who's under the most pressure tonight on this starting 11?
What, from Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Werner. Look, Werner's going through a bit of a rough time here. Chelsea confidence-wise, I look at his stats. I don't think they're actually bad. I'll be honest. 23 is it goal contribution? 22 goal contribution this season is actually, you would say, for your debut season in the Prem, is actually quite good. The only big thing is the misses are embarrassing, right? And that's the big thing people always get at. The fact that he misses chances, I'll be honest, the chances he misses, they're on the same scale as Salah and Aubameyang.
And Mane even this season.
Yeah. And everyone, but I'm talking about inside forwards. And
okay.
Even though Aubameyang's been bad this season, everyone says Aubameyang's world class and Salah's world class. I think Werner is just having a bad season based on the confidence. And look, is he a flop? I wouldn't necessarily go that far because even though the misses are embarrassing, he's still playing well and he still has good stats. I mean, look, if he was a Man United player, he wouldn't be regarded as a flop because they still have Martial, who is a flop, but United fans still back him. And Pogba, based on the hype that they signed him on, you could arguably say he is. I would say he is. But yeah, United fans still rave about him. Arsenal, Lacazette is a flop, but yet there are Arsenal fans who would, up until this season, there are Arsenal fans who would still back him. Arsenal fans still back Pepe, even though he's a flop. You have Liverpool fans that still back Naby Keita, and he is a flop. He was bought for like 40, 50 mil, and he's supposed to be the next Steven Gerrard, and he is a flop, but Liverpool fans will still back him. Thiago Alcantara this season has been a flop, but yet Liverpool fans still back him. And Alcantara is amazingly talented, so I'm not disrespecting him, but in terms of this season, he is also a flop, and he's flopped worse than Werner has. So I just think maybe it's just in terms of the fan base, because if Werner signed for a different club, I think the fans would support and protect him a lot more. But because Chelsea fans are so fickle and flip-floppy, that it's so easy to say that if Werner gets a hat-trick today or something, I mean, it's not going to happen anyway, but if Werner gets a hat-trick or something or scores a winning goal, Chelsea fans will still be on his case. But I just think, give it the season. People know I don't like Ziyech, but I'm so willing to give him that season because I know how difficult it is to adapt. I mean, Henry came to the Premier League for Arsenal. How long did it take for him? Did he not struggle?
Yeah, it took him 5 months, 6 months.
Exactly. Drogba came in. He struggled in his first season. Not how many signings can you tell me hit the Premier League running? Not many necessarily. All I can think of really is Costa.
I say Mo Salah. That's the only one. But
Salah played for Chelsea before, so that doesn't even count. The same way Fabregas came to Chelsea and was amazing, but he played for Arsenal before, so it doesn't count. So I'm going to give it the season. Next season, end of next season, then we can start judging. The same way I said about Mendy, I wouldn't judge him until next season. And I'm still not. His stats look great this season, but I'm still not judging anything until next season because either way, Chelsea need a goalkeeper. Whether that's a backup to him or it's a first choice to outstrip him clear. The same with Ziyech. I don't rate the guy really, but let's see what he does next season because our forward line has been so up and down and inconsistent. Havertz also having COVID. Pulisic just cannot stay fit. Mount is talented, but he has inconsistencies in his game as well. And Callum is young. Our next season, even if we don't buy Haaland or Kane or Lukaku, our forward line could click. Werner could click and score 35 or 20, 25, 30 goals a season next season. And then we win the Premier League. And all of a sudden, people are saying that it was right to give Werner time. He just had to adapt to the Prem. Or he could end up flopping even harder next season and we have to sell him, which is also a fair point. But I just think give it time.
So prior, that's the main message. You give the players time, but I want to go to Will for this last question on the Chelsea lineup before the game. Do you see any of the subs having an impact? And if so, who would make the most impact on the Chelsea bench? Because you got, forget the goalkeepers, okay? Because maybe Kepa could come on, Kepa masterclass. I'm joking. So it's going to be Marcos Alonso, Emerson, Reece James, Kurt Zuma, Billy Gilmore, Kai Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, Abraham, and Giroud. I think Giroud has the most pressure on the bench if he comes on.
Potentially Giroud or maybe Hudson-Odoi, but then again, I wouldn't put too much pressure on him because he's so young. So yeah, probably Giroud, but I don't think Giroud will be fine with pressure. He's experienced enough. He's been in a lot of high pressure situations and games. So yeah, but I hope that if I'm being honest, I hope the subs don't have to make an impact. I hope we can just play our own game and win. If I'm being honest.
Okay, so now we've got efficacy. So we're gonna go to Real Madrid's lineup, which is I'm gonna go and I haven't seen the Real Madrid lineup yet, but here we go. So the Real Madrid starting 11, selected by the great Zinedine Zidane, is Thibaut Courtois.
Zinedine Zidane, the good.
Thibaut Courtois. Oh yes, I forgot about that. Thibaut Courtois played against Chelsea. Dani Cannavaro, Eder Militao, Rafa Varane, Nacho, Toni Kroos, Benzema, Luka Modric, Marcelo, Casemiro, and Vinicius Junior. Who in that team scares you the most?
Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Luka Modric, Benzema. They're the players.
Not Vinicius, because after what Vinicius did against
Vinicius is not that good. He's getting gas over beating Trent Alexander-Arnold, which Jack Harrison, a left-footed left winger, was able to cut in and destroy him. So, it is what it. Vinicius had a good game against Trent in the first leg. Congrats. He's finally had a good game and a big moment in the Champions League after flopping for the last 2 years. Congrats.
No, listen. Someone's got to clip this up because in 2 hours, if Vinicius scores a goal, won the goal,
he's not going to score. He's not going to. Do you know what? He doesn't complete 3 dribbles past the player, guaranteed.
3
dribbles. He doesn't take on. He doesn't get the time or space to complete 3 dribbles past the player. 3 take-ons. 3 dribbles, as in dribbling and passing it, can count as a dribble completed. So I'm not counting that. I mean take-ons. He won't complete 3.
Listen, I know we're not allowed. Prime can gamble, but me and we all ain't legally to gamble. Someone in the chat, put your bet on Betfred, Paddy Power, Bet365, any of them.
If you're 18 and above. If you're 18 and above,
yeah. £5. Vinicius is gonna dribble past Chelsea players more than 3 times this game. It's gonna happen, bro.
No, it's not.
Why look at this team here? One of the players that's getting recognition now that he never did when Cristiano Ronaldo was there, which is Karim Benzema.
Yeah,
because this guy was so underrated. Every year I see him saying, I saw Real Madrid play. I was like, this Benzema guy doesn't get a lot of credit. He's exactly very good. Yeah, go on.
Benzema. He was the guy that always used to get made fun of, and they used to say, "Oh, he plays with Ronaldo. He plays with Bale." Because of how in the past he's behaved off the pitch. I feel like that's put a bad taste in people's mouth. So with Benzema.
Sorry, guys, I can't stay. I've got to go. I have bits and bobs show to go on to.
Cool.
But, yeah.
Final prediction.
What?
Prediction for this game before you go.
I think on aggregate, the score will end 2-1 and Chelsea will go through. So Chelsea we need an away goal no matter what today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. But Prime first to come on. Prime will be there on the first into this game. Prime priest, bro. So I'm gonna go. Karim Benzema. You going off that guy who is getting made fun of, but he's returned with a vengeance, and people are seeing that this guy is legit. He's one of the best strikers in Europe.
He is. Do you know what, Samuel? If Real Madrid win the Champions League and La Liga, he should be nominated for the Ballon d'Or.
You know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you. He does, because look at how high are they in La Liga. Okay, he last season they won La Liga. Benzema was balling. I know they had a bit of a break. I know Barcelona won not the best with Saint-Étienne, and so they didn't have much of a challenge. But come on, Karim Benzema was a massive part of them winning La Liga last season.
Yeah.
So obviously he's here in the perfect ratings. Tony Kroos. What he did in the last leg against Liverpool was a joy to the eye to watch, and now he's here today. What did Liverpool? I mean, why did I say Liverpool? What did Chelsea need to do to stop Toni Kroos and Real Madrid midfield? With
they need to be very concentrated.
As well.
They need to be very concentrated, Samuel. They need to concentrate. You can't, when you're playing against such hard position, you can't take your eye off the mark. You've got Toni Kroos who sees a pass before anyone even realizes. His passing is some of the best we've seen in the past generation. I feel like Kroos and Modric are too disrespected, if I'm being honest. I think they're both amazing players. I don't know if they were joking or not earlier, yeah. I was hearing that Valverde is better than Kroos and Modric. I was hearing that. No,
I ain't having Freddie Valverde slander because Freddie Valverde is a serious player. That
he's not better than Modric or Kroos, though. Come on.
No, but he's on that trajectory. He's going to be in next couple of years. Look how old this guy is. I think he's 23, 22 years old. Yeah. In the next 2 or 3 years, he's going to be one of the best in the world at his position. And guess what? It's not a natural Real Madrid player. I know Real Madrid have a good...
Can I ask you a question, Samuel? Can I ask you a question? Who do you think's better out of Valverde and De Jong?
I think Valverde, because I don't think De Jong is that good. I think De Jong is a good player, but I think he's been overrated.
Maybe, but that I guess that tends that with De Jong, I think De Jong's slightly better, but I guess De Jong is a bit overrated because it always happens when a player breaks through and they're at a worse team, and then they're not looked at as much. For example, I doubt people watch him play in the Eredivisie. I'm not saying he's a great player, Frankie de Jong, and I think he will be a great player. But I get what you mean. He could be a bit.
I just want to go on that as well. Frankie de Jong did want to come to Arsenal. He said he wanted to go with the Mark over Marseille, but I guess he skipped the Arsenal way and went straight to Barcelona, which is a little shame. But enough. I'm going to go my final prediction for this game. So I'm going to go, if Chelsea don't get away goal tonight, I think it's going to be very difficult in the next again. I think it's more than 50% chance that Real Madrid are going to go through. Because if Real Madrid have a 1-goal lead here and they go to the bridge, knowing what they need to do, score 1 away goal and they're basically through, or even score 2 away goals. Because Chelsea, I know they're the best defense in Europe, but I don't see Chelsea scoring 3 goals past this Real Madrid team. So I'm going to go with a prediction of Real Madrid 1, Chelsea 0. You can't hold Karim Benzema for that long. I think the Real Madrid defense has enough to stop the Chelsea attack. So, do you like that prediction, or you think it's realistic?
Wait, what was your prediction again? Sorry.
Real Madrid 1, Chelsea 0.
It's not that unrealistic. It's not. I'm going to go with a 1-1. I said 2-0 yesterday, but looking at the lineups, I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah, I'm going to switch it up back to last weekend because I know this is a European night. We're going to go into the PSG, Man City, and Europa League preview quickly. But before that, I want to go because I was there on Friday, which is an Arsenal protest. You know, everyone was there. AFTV, QWizzy, me, everyone, literally everyone with Arsenal YouTube community, anyone you can think of was there. We came there at 6 o'clock, trying Crunky out, trying to get a message across, and someone responded. It kind of worked because Daniel Ek, the Spotify billionaire, the founder of Spotify, along with the great Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp, and Thierry Henry, are banding together to try and purchase Arsenal from Kroenke for £1.8 billion. So all I got to say is now is the right time to put more pressure on the Kroenke to sell because or we want to stay at Arsenal. We want to stay here. Or we don't want you here. The fans don't want you here. If they heard our voices from the European Super League, they have surely heard our voices now.
Samuel,
they've surely seen it. Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry, you finish. Because I just got breaking news.
Go on. I don't know. I'm not onto it right now. Please try and break it.
Kroenke family say they will not sell any stake in Arsenal. I will not entertain any offer for the club.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, you got Samuel's hopes up.
No, but that's expected. Come on, man. You won't see a man with those blues. I think Arsenal will be sold, but at a very high price range, which is 2.3. I think they will if the right offer comes in, which is $2.3 to $2.6 billion.
Samuel, didn't you say Daniel Ek or whatever his name is was putting in 1.8 billion? No way they're accepting that.
Listen, I don't think he's the only one putting his hat in. I think he knows his connections. Apparently, Madrid is going to be more than one person other than Daniel Ek that's going to buy Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
You get another person in the same net worth as him. You put him there, get another 1.8 billion. I think it's very realistic that someone's going to take over Arsenal.
Do you think Daniel Ek is showing, quote unquote, showing public interest to sort of get more interest and more attention to it? So then other owners and other investors might want to.
Press conference during next week or so, announcing his intentions to buy Arsenal.
Okay. Interesting. So
I think it's very realistic that it's a possibility.
He tweets like a football Twitter account as well.
No, because some of them are fake, but the Mustafi guy, he liked to tweet about Burnley on Friday. Every time there's an Arsenal match, he's liking tweets about Arsenal. I think he's like they said, he goes to games at the Emirates, he goes to games at Highbury. I think he's an Arsenal fan, and he's very much. No, he's Swedish. He's fan of Spotify. Daniel Ek. Daniel Ek, that's his name. I think it's very realistic that he is interested and wants to buy Arsenal, but it's down to the Cronkies. And if we put pressure on them, I think they will sell. So one thing I want to add on as well that very much made me happy about this is fan representation on the Arsenal board. I know if I'm looking at that, I think it can happen. I think as long as
here's the thing, and I'll say the same thing about United fans and with Spurs fans and stuff. The way you guys screwed over, I'm not rightfully so, I guess, but the way you guys screwed over your board for the Super League and the way you guys are doing all these protests, he's not selling because it'll be a thing of this is my asking price, an extortionate amount. If you really want to buy Arsenal, here's the price. And even then, even if someone matches said price, he still has to accept it, which there's no guarantee he will. And two, we know what Arsenal fans are like. You guys may be protesting now, but in the summer, if he, if you guys are also split on Arteta and stuff, if he sacks Arteta and brings in Ten Hag or something, your fans will rejoice. Or in the summer, if he brings in Tariq Lamptey or Basuma or something, your fans will rejoice. So it's a thing, and I'll say the same thing with United fans. If in the summer, if they bring in Sancho, their fans will be happy. The majority of their fans will be happy to a point where people might still be protesting, but it won't be loud enough, or maybe it won't make much of an impact. The same with Spurs. Their fans were angry with the Super League. They sacked Mourinho, and all of a sudden they're happy. If they bring in someone like Ten Hag or something, or their fans will be happy and they won't scream. If Kane doesn't leave in the summer, their fans will be happy and they won't be screaming. The same with Liverpool. If they sign a Sancho or something in the summer, right, their fans won't be screaming because it's big money signings and people will rave about it. It's what clubs do. Whenever there's bad press put out about them, they'll try and spin it and put something else that's positive. So, but yeah, I do have to leave because it's about 7:30.
All right, cool.
Enjoy, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
We'll see you there, bro. See you. Right. So, and now that the talk is over, I think there is a possibility that he might buy Arsenal. If he is willing to buy Arsenal, I don't think he's the only one. There must be tens of other billionaires that must be interested in Arsenal. That's my genuine opinion. But now we're going to go on to the other part of our show, which is possibly the bigger game of the Champions League, the Oil Classico. Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, wait a minute. It's not the biggest game because Real Madrid is bigger than PSG, and I still think we're about the same as Man City. So technically, our game is bigger.
No, but going with the names of the players on the pitch, this is a bigger game.
Okay, fine. I'll allow
it. So now
I'll
go to Paris Saint-Germain versus Man City, Pochettino versus Pep. Honestly, this is a star-studded game. Literally, two of the best teams in Europe going head-to-head. The best team in England versus the best team of France. Mbappe, De Bruyne, Neymar, Gundogan, all these guys are going head-to-head. Honestly, this is going to peak Champions League football. High quality expected. Watch all this be a 0-0 draw. That's what I'm going to think. 0-0 draw.
No, it won't be a 0-0.
Oh, we've got ads here.
Yo. What's going on, boys?
You're right,
We're good. We're good. We finished the Real Madrid Chelsea game. I was going to go back to it quickly because we want to go for Ad's prediction. What do you think the score of this game is going to be?
I think it's going to be 1-1 either way. I can't call which team. But I obviously as a rival of Chelsea, I'd like to see them lose, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing an English team win the Champions League or even just get to a final. So, yeah, man, I think either way, it's just going to be 1-1. Let's just see who gets it. That's all I'm going to say.
So, Ad is going with a 1-1 draw, and as we go back to the PSG Man City game, I'm going to go. Pochettino has a lot to prove in minds. Yes, he's beating Bayern Munich. Yes, he's beating Barcelona. I wasn't that impressed with the Barcelona win. I thought any decent team, any good side you put up against that Barcelona team will go through. And you did have Kylian Mbappe there. Kylian Mbappe hat-trick at the Bernabeu. I mean, not Bernabeu, Nou Camp. And then we go to the quarterfinals, which did really kind of impress me, beating the Hoarders Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal. But then again, Bayern Munich did play a high line throughout the game, and they were getting exposed. Robert Lewandowski was not in that leg, throughout both legs, really. And I think if Lewandowski was there, we could be talking about Bayern Munich versus Man City semi-final. But Lewandowski wasn't there, so it's going to be PSG versus Man City. I think this is going to be a very entertaining game. I think both these teams have a chance of going all the way from winning their first ever Champions League title. People forget this, but neither of these teams have won the Champions League. PSG could have won it last year. Man City is the second time in their history they're in a semi-final, so it's going to be all the way. What I'm going to go for my prediction is Paris Saint-Germain 2, Man City 0. I think the previous two games against Chelsea, previous game against Tottenham, Man City were not very clinical. And it does concern me because against Chelsea, they were shocking. Raheem Sterling was shocking. Everyone in that City team was shocking. Kevin De Bruyne was shocking. And Sunday, they did win the League Cup, but it was Tottenham. I know they were at 100%, but they weren't clinical enough. So I'm going to go PSG 2, Man City 1. I'm going to go to Will now. Will?
I don't really know who's going to win, to be honest, because I was a fan of Poch, and I do rate him as a manager. But ever since the Spurs fans have just sucked him off day in, day out, I'm just sick of him. I'm sick of it.
So, and the United fans.
Don't get me started. That's embarrassing. How some United fans would rather Poch win the Champions League than Ollie win the Europa. It's a joke. But anyway, that's a talk for another day.
Say the names. You got any names?
No, I'm not going to say the names. They know who they are. They know. They're shameless.
You know who you are, forwards.
So, Poch, I mean, are they second in the league, PSG? I think they are. Second behind Lille. They're 1 point off Lille, yeah. And they could lose that league and title. They could. So, they've not been that good this year. But you never know. It's a Champions League. You don't have to be good in the league. All form for me goes out the window. Although Man City did lose to Leeds as well. Weren't the best against Aston Villa, but got over the line. Their fullbacks, PSG's fullbacks are really bad. Really bad.
Had bad fullbacks. I mean, can you name me the last decent fullback they've had? Really good.
Dani Alves when he was there, but he wasn't in his prime.
He was 36, 37 years old.
Yeah.
So ever since the takeover of our Arab princes there, they've never had good.
Maxwell was decent, I guess.
You wouldn't put Maxwell in Man City's fullbacks. You would look at, I was going to say Trent. You walk across the right back.
It's true, Samuel. It's true. But Correa, who Tuchel apparently loves, according to Ahmad, was awful. It still is awful, in my opinion. He cost them. He cost them that Champions League because he didn't mark Koeman. So their fullbacks could cost them.
Dagba is a good player, though, from the PSG Academy. I've always looked at Dagba, and he's a very good player. I think he plays right back for Paris Saint-Germain. Dagba, he came for the academy, and I think they've really invested and trying to go the youth way in that fullback position instead of spending big money. Because they spent big money on the position before, and it hasn't really worked out.
Samuel, as well, if you look at PSG's midfield, they've got Marco Verratti, but apart from Marco Verratti, none of their midfielders are world class. Man City have got Gundogan, who I don't think is world class, but is a very good player. Rodri's come into his own this year. He's a good player. De Bruyne, Foden. But then you look at PSG's attack, and it's so good. Di Maria, one of the best wingers in the last 10 years. You got Mbappe is one of the best players in the world, the best young player in the world. Neymar, arguably the best player in the world at the moment. You could argue ability wise, he's the best. Well, apart from Messi, he's the best player in the world. You could argue it. It's going to be very. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win.
We got to make a prediction though, Will. You look at Man City are playing away. And when you look at Man City the past couple of games, you look at PSG. I mean, they did win on the weekend. What's
I'm going to go 2-1 PSG. I'm going to go 2-1 PSG.
2-1 PSG. Ads, what's your thoughts on this game? The Oil Classico, the Oil Derby, PSG, Man City. Two clubs that came out of nowhere. Two clubs that have risen in the past 10 years. Two of the best teams in the world go head to head.
I'm gonna be honest. I honestly believe Poch is one of the most overrated managers in the past 2 decades.
Go on, man. Go on. More.
No, I'm being serious. I just listen. When Man United fans sniff his arse non-stop, it's embarrassing. Like Will said, it actually is. I can't. I know Poch would never ever be linked to Chelsea because that's just not. He's not good enough for that job, and he's not good enough for Manchester United's job either. Quite frankly, I don't think he's good enough for PSG job either. He's pretty much walked into a trophy anyway. And look at the French league. Look at it now compared to how it was a few days ago. For me, it's just so cringe how everyone's just in his arse, man. Honestly, all these PSG fans before he came, all these United fans, all these Spurs fans. Oh, we were good when we had Poch. Yeah, no, did they actually see the end form? It was actually abysmal. You actually look at Spurs' closing stats.
Would you want to see Poch fail or Man City go through? I think I know what you're gonna see. You'd rather Poch get to the final, play Real Madrid and lose. If he had that,
I would rather see an English team in there. I think one English team will be in there, and I'd rather have City in there than Chelsea. But if they do go in there, they're going to lose. That's what I'd say. I think the English team will lose, whoever it is. But hopefully, you know what? It's really weird because there's a meaning behind every team for me. I don't like Chelsea, not because I hate the club. I respect the club and what they've done. I just dislike some of their fans. I think they're too toxic and they're too reactionary. But no, Will, you're good. I like you, man. Definitely. With Real Madrid, I mean, they're a good team, but I just don't respect how everyone still thinks that, they're up there with like all the big teams like they were a few months ago. They were horrendous months ago, and everyone's there like, oh, you know what? They're gonna come back. They're gonna do this and that. No, doesn't work for me. With Man City, obviously Manchester rivals. Manchester is red, by the way, guys. Just so you don't know. But at the same time, I don't want them to win so many trophies. See, it's really weird. It's really weird. Like, there's a reason why I don't want everyone to win it, but you know what? I think City will win it, man. I think overall, including the aggregate, it will be 2-1.
Okay, we've all gone 2-1 here, but I don't see any of the English teams reaching the Champions League final. I see it being a PSG Real Madrid final, and I can see Real Madrid winning another Champions League, shithousing the way like they did in 17-18. They're gonna shithouse their way to the Champions League.
Like, is Poch even that much better than Oli? Really? Is he?
I think if we put Oli in that PSG side, I think you could see the same results. That's what I think.
Do you know what? Do you know what? With Pochettino, I rate him as a coach and a manager. I think he will become a successful manager if you look at the end of his career when he retires. But I don't think he was the best option for PSG. I think Maurizio Sarri was the best option.
I agree.
I think Sarri's a better manager as well. But he's still very good, Poch. He's still very good.
Listen, Will, it's time that we move on to the best competition in Europe. Two of the biggest clubs in England playing tomorrow. Europa League preview. Come on, man, you got to
agree. Would you be saying that, Samuel, if you were in the Champions League? Would you still think Europa League's the best?
No, listen. We'll focus on that next season. We're in the Champions League. Oh, that's what I want to say. But I want to go on. We're going to play Villarreal first. I'll go with Villarreal versus Arsenal. Unai Emery, Mikel Arteta. Trust me, if Unai Emery and Villarreal were to win, I think that's the end of Arteta. I genuinely think that's the end. He's been given all this time. I've given him this time. Everyone's given him this time. Give him a chance. We're focusing on the Europa League, and now you're facing Unai Emery, the former manager, the man we sacked to get Mikel Arteta into Arsenal, and he's playing him possibly our biggest game of the season. 3 more games. Just 3 more games. 3 more games are our biggest game of the season. First against Villarreal. Aubameyang is expected to be back after making a full recovery from malaria, so we like to see that. But I think if we lose 1-0, I can hardly see us coming back in the second leg, because I don't think these players have the motivation to do that. But if we score an away goal like we did against Olympiacos and show some of the character that we have throughout this competition, coming back against Benfica, against Olympiacos, getting those 2 goals in the final 10 minutes, I think we have what it takes to win this competition and possibly just that Villarreal. So I'm going to say tomorrow, I'm going to say Arsenal 2, Villarreal 1. Ads? I don't know why you're laughing.
Yeah, it's just a trophy in Arsenal. I don't think it's compatible. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You guys won the FA Cup, respectfully. I respect that, man. No, you guys won it fair and square. Right, I'm gonna be honest. But no, right, Europa League. I think if anyone gives Arteta a chance when he gets knocked out of this tournament and when he doesn't win, people are going to need to understand and wake up that this guy there's no future for him at Arsenal Football Club. There's no future. There's just nothing. I think at the moment there's like a 5% spark, maybe 6, maybe. But at the moment, a future. If he does not win this trophy, he's fucked. Honestly, he's honestly fucked. If I hear people say a final was good, that just proves the standards of this club now. If people say that getting to a final is good, if it's Manchester United, that is poor as well. I set very high standards for both Arsenal and Manchester United. If it's Tottenham, then yeah, fair enough. That's the furthest they're ever going to get to is a final.
I mean, it depends on context, because we could get to the final and he could put the best game plan ever. Then David Luiz puts an own goal on the back of the net and we lose the game.
Still on the players. It's on the players and the manager.
No, but that's like I just said, he could have had the best game plan ever. Put in Europa League final. A player makes a mistake and we lose the game. So there is context.
Cool. Sam, let me ask you this, mate, because you're one of my good friends, but I just don't like your club. Right, let me ask you this question then. So, do you think that us losing against Sevilla was everyone's fault other than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Pogba, Fred, and Bruno?
No, the second goal was to do with individual mistakes, because you could have easily gone through, but you had an error from Victor Lindelof, from I think it was Luke Shaw at the back during that game.
Yeah. Brandon Williams.
Brandon Williams, that was the left back in the game, and Victor Lindelof. So it was not all his fault in that game. I think it went to individual mistakes. That's why he didn't win the Europa League last season.
So David Luiz makes a mistake. Is some of it Arteta's fault?
Well, no, of course not. Because it's individual.
Fair enough.
But Samuel. Then, if a player has one brilliant moment of individual brilliance, do you still give credit to Arteta?
No, because like I said, he got bailed out by individual brilliance. He's been bailed out by individual brilliance. You could look at the game tactics of the game, like we.
I think the manager could get criticism and praise, not and praise. That what I mean by that is, I think if a player has a moment of individual brilliance, I think you can still compliment the manager. Maybe not as much, but you can still give them a bit of praise. Same with if a player makes an individual error, you can still put criticism on the manager.
I agree.
Ignore that comment.
What is this about back in the league? Listen, I don't listen. Samuel, I've been with Samuel since the drop. He can back me up. I said before the season started, Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs in the league.
He did, and he's been kind of proved right now. He's been proved
It was on EGTV. I'll clip it up, people. I know there's some, even Jem, even though he'll probably deny it because that's just Jem for you. I did say Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs in the league, and I said hopefully he does find form. But no, he did, man. He's done well this season, and he's definitely been one of our best players, if not our best, to be honest.
United, you've got Roma tomorrow, and United throughout the whole competition, you've been playing in second gear. You haven't been playing that well. Yes, I know we've been playing AC Milan, but AC Milan were on poor form, and as it shows now, that AC Milan just had a massive peak. They're past their peak right now during the season. I think you have to be very concerned tomorrow because you've got Edin Dzeko there. I think Conor was at Inter
tomorrow Thursday.
On Thursday, 2 days time against AS Roma.
I was like, Wednesday night football. It's an upgrade.
So sometimes Europa League is on a Wednesday. You never know. But the Europa League final is on a Wednesday 27th of May, the 8 p.m. Gdansk. Will Man United be there? Because they got, I think, a far more difficult test than us, which is Roma. I think one of the best teams in Italy. The league position doesn't show that, but they are a very decent side. What do United need to do to beat Roma? Do you really start Cavani in this game?
We need to use our best midfield. No McFred. We need Pogba. We need Pogba, Fred, and Bruno in that midfield, and we also need Luke Shaw. No, I'll give you the lineup, and then I'll give you the score prediction. We need. I don't know who to put in goal. I think Henderson's on brilliant form at the moment, honestly, and I'm so proud of him, man. He deserves it. I put Hendo in goal. I'd put Luke Shaw at left back. Then I'd put Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka. Midfield, I'd say the box to box has to be Pogba. The DM has to be Fred. In that pivot, the cam has to be Bruno. Left wing, I'm gonna say Rashford. Number 9. I mean, maybe I think Cavani has to play.
Yeah.
And then obviously Greenwood on the right, but I would also be happy with Greenwood and then Diallo on the right.
So, what's going to be the final score prediction? Because I think if you score, you concede an away goal, I think you're in big trouble. That's my view on this. But I'm going to go United 2, Roma 1. What about you?
Yeah. I'm going to say 2-0.
And big.
Oh my god! They gave Prime Snorlax. I wanted to.
Listen, I don't know who Snorlax is. I never watched Pokemon. Don't grill me on this, but I'm gonna go to Will before we end the show. Will, final prediction for Roma versus Manchester United. Man United playing at home at Old Trafford.
To be honest, Samuel, I think this should. Ollie's got to win this game. He's got to win it because for me, Roma beating Ajax is not a massive achievement. I think Ajax are very overrated, and I think their manager, I hope Ten Hag goes to Tottenham because because he's a bottler as well. He won't win shit at Spurs. Ten Hag is not as good as Pochettino, and he's nowhere near as good as Jose. So Tottenham can have Ten Hag.
Is he better than Ollie?
Ten Hag? It's hard. I can't answer that because I don't know. But I don't think Ten Hag would get second with that United team. There's much better options than Ten Hag out there. There's Sarri, who's better. There's Allegri, he's a better manager. There's no way Ten Hag will do much to that Spurs team. They won't give him any back anyway. So I think United probably should win and will win. I'm going to say 2-0 United.
2-0.
United. I think if United concede an away goal, I think they're in big trouble. That's why I see.
Yo, Samuel, we didn't even do the Arsenal roundup.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I said my score prediction. I'm saying Arsenal 2-1 Villarreal. We get 2 away goals, but we won't keep a clean sheet. Ads, what about you?
I think overall, I'm gonna say it will be 1-1 in the first leg, and then I think Villarreal will score a late minute goal.
Before we go, this guy's switching accounts now. I don't know what charity is.
It's Charislands.
Charislands.
AKA Charizard. Yeah.
Charizard.
Pokemon. What I say, Pokemon. We'll final prediction for this game. Arsenal vs Villarreal. We're playing away. Do you think we'll score more than 1 goal? Because Aubameyang will be back for this game.
Oh, he's gonna fucking bottle it.
Villarreal are gonna win 3-2.
Okay. If we do win 3-2, we'll come back to that next week. Because if we were to lose 3-2, ain't that bad. We need to score 2 goals and we're through. That's what 2 goals in Europa League. We have no issue at the Europa League.
Is it at the Emirates?
No, the first leg is at the Villarreal Stadium.
Okay, so 3-2 would be decent for you then. It wouldn't be the end of the world.
Well, yeah, I think 3-2. If we were to lose the game, I would be angry, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. That's all I gotta say. But it's in 10 minutes until the Real Madrid Chelsea game. We're gonna wrap up here.
I'm shitting myself now. I wasn't nervous, but now I am.
Listen,
yeah, you should be. If you're gonna lose.
I'm not that nervous for Europa League. I don't think we've got a chance, but actually, we do have a chance of winning Europa League. Maybe we can win Europa League. We have to wait and see. I think Leicester will win the FA Cup. That's my thoughts. But
shut up.